Here we go again. The Traverse needs rear brakes and parking brake shoes today. So, it's a little rainy out, but it's in the mid-40s for the middle of January, end of January. I'm going to back her in here, and we're going to change those brakes. I got a loose connection. If I beat on this, the lights come on. Alright. Alright. Got her jacked up, got her blocked up. Found a 22 millimeter, which is what is required to take these off. Hopefully she'll be the right socket. Damn thing. Want to stick. And you rock it all the time now. Hopefully loosened up a little bit. I don't know what would be a better socket for this. That's 22 millimeter. That's what it claims it is. Don't you love this beast though? I do. Alright. I forgot to get my brake cleaner while I was out there. So, I know for a fact, from watching videos, that there's a Torx screw right there. Boy, this thing is full of grease or something. I hope it's just brake lube and it's not coming out of the caliper, because I'm going to have to change the caliper then. But something's oily. But it only seems to be on the hub. Gosh, that hub looks pretty new. Are these rotors new? I bought rotors, but maybe I won't change them. Why go to the expense? Alright, I've got my special little Torx kit right here. I'm not sure what size that is. Might be a 30. Feels like a 30. 30-30. Alright. Are you still with me, boys and girls? They say not to put these in real tight. They're just there to locate the drum. Alright. It's loosened. They claim that these nuts here are 14s. Which obviously we can't put a ratchet on the impact, but I have my Mondo breaker bar here. Let me swirl that light around here for you. Alright, show you what I'm doing. Right there on the back of the caliper locators. I do have my car all jacked up, so don't worry. And it's all on the jack stands. These shouldn't be that tight. They say you need a 17 millimeter to hold it, which it looks like I need it. Because it's rotating. It's not a convenient place for that light, is it? Let me try up here. I got just enough slack to reach. That's all. Right there. On the camera stand. Alright, let's see if we're looking at it. Alright. That is indeed a 17. This ratchet's plenty big for this. The next one I have to take though is a 21. So there's that little 14. He looks nice and clean. Alright. The other one. There's the other one right there. So let me get on that. Sorry, I'm right in the way of the camera. There's no way I can do this. This fly set isn't that easy either. A big screwdriver. Uh-oh, here's some honkers out there. Now, you want to get right in here. Pry that piston back. She's going right in. Alright. So, wow, that caliper is light. Anyway, we'll just set this guy back out of the way for a while. And we're going to pull these, when we get the calipers out of here, we're going to pull them right out. We can take the junk shoes out now. Oh yeah, they're gone. They're down to 1/8 of an inch. Alright. Squealers are worn off them. Yeah, looks like my rotor's shot, so I do need a new rotor. I think my new shoes came with new metal clips, but we'll check on that. The new spring clips. So I'm switching over to the 21, and that fits right on that big beast, and that come right out. And it goes on the other big beast. Now these are the bolts. I'll try to get you back in there. Those are the bolts that are holding the back of that caliper bracket. So, tough to see, especially when I'm wangling you around here on this stupid stand. Come on, buddy. Give her a pop. Oh yeah. No problemo. Now, I've heard claims that these are red Loctited. We'll take a look and see. Oh yeah, there's some red Loctite in there, right? I don't know if it was redone after last job. I've only got blue, so I'm putting blue on it. Blue will be fine. Oh, there's an oak leaf. So these are the clips I was talking about, where your tips of your shoes actually slide in there, anti-rattle. But these are the centering pins that go in and out as your pads wear, and this whole the brake caliper slides in and out on these pins to self-center. We'll pull those apart and clean them when the time comes. The next trick is finish taking this brake drum off and figure out where all this grease is coming from. I'm hoping it's not coming out of the cylinder. That would suck. Ugh, big time. Oh, somebody sped in here a long time ago and did rotors and put anti-seize all over there, which is a good thing. I don't mind the anti-seize. But that rotor could be saved, but I bought new ones, and I went to Advanced Auto online and was able to get 25% off. Yeah, the calipers are the cylinder isn't leaking on this. That's just the anti-seize they put on here. So this has been apart at some time. I don't think it's guaranteed. I don't think they did guaranteed work on this. I don't think this has been off since we've owned it. Somebody else did this. So, all right, now we need to see how this. I don't know. I've never done these before. So I need to see how. I mean, it has the star wheel on the top, and then there's a little green spring, and then the bottom, I think they just ride on a dog down here. And it looks like they pop out just like typical drum brakes by pushing those retainers. They're just a lot smaller. So I was going to wear gloves, but I didn't. Let me see if I got a pair of slip joint pliers. There we go. Good pair of slip joints will work really good for these brake retainers because there's a little pin in there. There's a little pin right there that comes through a little cup and a little spring if you saw me do the Mustang. So you got to grab that, push it in and rotate that little cup 90 degrees and it comes off. And I didn't buy a new hardware kit for these, but these are fine. I'll lube them up with a little brake grease and I'll do just what they're supposed to. So let's see, I want to make sure the short part of that goes that way. Alright. I gotta get a better light because this is blinding me. This has new hubs, that's why. Yes. We're just going to have to experiment because they're kind of, it looks like it's tightened in all the way, so they're not even touching. I need my shield on that, that's what I need. So I should be able to pry that guy apart and get him out of it.
Look.
Come apart. It's always a good thing. Alright. I need to remove that other retainer in the same manner. It's hard to get enough rotation with this bolt backing plate, but I got it. Alright, I gotta get that little pin out. And these are completely gone. The shoes on these, there are no shoes on these brakes. There's nothing but the frame here. So that's hilarious. Alright, I gotta lay right down here on the ground and see what I can see. My wire just reaches. I wish I was up on a lift. Then I could see what I was doing. I'm going to lay that towel down just to keep a little speed racer. Alright, there's just a blocking between these. There's the cable come in. There's the cable. I'm not seeing exactly how that works. Let's see if I can pry this apart. I guess I gotta try to get that spring out of there. Oh yeah, that came out easy enough. A little spring. So he went like that. And that guy was just hooked across the front. That guy's just stuck in there. Have anything to knock on it with. the hell? How's that in there? There's the other spring. How many springs are in it? Just a sweat here. Okay, that guy was on the bottom. The bigger guy was on the top. This was the screw out part was facing the back. All right. I don't even know how that works. You would think it was some kind of cam or something, but doesn't look like anything moves other than that brake lever. Now how that actually pushes these apart is beyond me. Maybe right there. Ah, these damn glasses keep fogging. Ugh. I'm gonna hit that with some rust buster. That does articulate right there. Alright. Man, that stuff did a good job quick. I wish I could see. Nothing like working in the dark, you know? Alright, I'm just going to leave well enough alone. That looks okay to me. So that guy was on the bottom. That guy was on the bottom. And I think I need to get my other work light. Right, break time. Alright, so I just wiped down these surfaces a little bit. And I believe, dang it. Try to get some power over here so I can see. And get this light up in here. Alright. BB blaster. Lead blaster? That's what PB stands for. Alrighty. Everything looks good under this car though. I'm happy with this car. It's a 13, but it's doing real well for us. Anyway, I have brake lube. So I'm just gonna put a little on each one of these contact areas with a little shoe slide. It's like on a big brake drum. I'm glad this real cylinder caliper wasn't leaking anyway. That sucker's going right back in. I almost didn't buy. Alright. I had to buy my stuff at two different places, but I'll tell you what. I went to the let's see, Advanced Auto website, and I don't think there's any difference between these shoes at all. They look all exactly the same. Same hooks, same width, same width. Alright, well that makes it a little easier. There's no left and right or anything. Okay. So, this is the little self-adjuster, and it's really free. But I think maybe I'll put a little bit of that brake lube grease in it. Put a little bit down there in the hole. A little bit That'll just help keep the water out and stuff. Put a little on the threads here. Screw her back in. Okay. So that's the self-adjuster that needs to go on the top. Big spring was on top, little spring was on the bottom. The two retainers. I'm not sure what's the easiest way to do this, so guess I'm just going to have to wing it. Okay, that guy fits right into that on the bottom. He rides just like that. In. Damn it, here. Am I supposed to do any of this crap, you know? No wonder mechanics get $1 million an hour. Not really, but... The hell? What the hell? Alright, I guess I gotta put it in from here. I'll guide it in. Alright. Get the pin through the hole in the shoe. No! Oh my god. Can't see a freaking thing either. Well, that was a fun struggle. I had to have my wife come out and help me hold this all together and stuff. Getting these keepers back in there, springing them in. Too much cursing for online, but with a little help, I was able to get it right. The spring, the adjuster is all the way down. So the next step that I saw in the video, the guy said this makes it real easy if you take and put your drum up on here, or your rotor. Hit it with your cleaner, because you got to get the oil that they spray on here off. So that's just holding it in position for me is all I'm doing with this. Alright. Get some of that excess grease out of there. I don't want that getting in my wonderful new parking brake shoes. I had to clean the shoes. They were all crapped up with my hands. Just can't help it. So, I guess the rotary gets to flip over again. It's getting dark out here, but I want to get this done. Now you have to line up your tapered hole, and there's also a plug hole. I can probably pop that plug. No, the plug's gone. Okay, well that plug is so you can get to your adjuster. Everything's on the other side of the vehicle, of course. Yeah, this ain't a fun job. Okay. A little more cleaner. Fresh paper towel. This stuff evaporates in about 3 seconds. Oh, these are nice painted rotors too. Hopefully they won't rust up quite as fast. And then he said, tighten your corkscrew back in. And then the trick, they say, is to adjust this I think up tightens. I hear him just rubbing, so I'll tighten them up again if I have to, but unfortunately I don't have the plug. It's not drop dead, it just keeps the crap out of the little drum in there. Okay, so next we go with a... Hold on, I gotta find my Loctite. Alright, I found my blue Loctite. So the first thing to go back on is the bracket. Let me check my brake shoes and see if I got new glides for them. Ah, yeah. So I got new steels for them. And there's also lithium grease in there for the sliders and everything. So that's cool. So these guys, these steels, we're just pitching them. Gonna little brake clean that area off. Show what I'm cleaning. I'm cleaning that area right there. Just make sure there's no debris built up in there. Alright. And then the new steels are all the same. Yeah. Do not discard, it says. No kidding. So we're just gonna... They just snap right back in there like that. And those are just glides for your shoes. And I guess they don't stay in there very tight. Let's bring them out a little bit. There we go. I like it. Pop them babies in. And tighten the other ones up a little bit too. Let's bring them out just a little bit. Oh, the light is so garish. It's hard for me to see. I guess I'm just getting old and funny in my old age. Make sure I put those in right side up. I'm going to goof that up. Yep. Yep. So I've got them in there right. So I'll be able to lube them all right. This guy. Oh, he's on the back. Duh. And he goes right in here. And just like that there, I'll be able to lube them before I put the calipers on. I have blue Loctite in my pocket. And again, these are 21mm bolts. Oh, shoot! I guess I got enough of that. I was expecting it to be thick, I guess. These bolts go through the casting first and then into this bracket. And the torque spec is 159 foot-pounds. And I do have a torque wrench that I will torque you them with. We'll pull those pins out and cleat them too before I finish this. Let me torque these my torque you, Richie. This doesn't go to 159. But if I go to 150 and give it a, that's good enough for me. That's a lot of, Alright. I think it's plenty. Under here. That one's got a long ways to go. So I'm just going to ratchet this guy in. Ow! Dang it. Nothing like banging your finger between the wrench and the frame. I can't pull it any harder than that. So, I'm saying that's a big wrench. All right. Those things are kind of shitty looking, but they're nice and lubey. So, just put a little new lubey on them and call it good. Just keep it up so they don't. I don't know what black crap they put in here, but it's nasty. boot back over the lip on the thing to make it watertight. There's a little lip it has to snap over. Alright. Almost done with this guy. Now, before I handle my brake shoes, I'm going to put my glovies on. I don't want to get them all crappy. And my hands are filthy. They get a little filthy working on cars, don't they? Alright. Just give you a quick pop off there so I can get this on here. And smear a little in there. A little smear of it. That's a very high-tech term. A little smear. Now when we turn these rotors around here, I'll make sure that make sure there's nothing on here where I smeared it. Alright, now we're ready for brake shoes. These are also identical, all of them. As far as I can tell, they're all tapered. They got the same squealers. I'm sure these are ceramic shoes. Yeah, they're all the same. All right. So, just gonna rock them right in. Rock them right in. Get in there. Boy. There's one. And that was a nice fit. It was snug, but it wasn't crazy. Now why does that one seem a ½ inch too freaking long? Oh, that's way up. That's why. Yeah, it went in, but it didn't feel like it's sticking, so it's gonna impede the motion of this. You know, you don't want the Alright, hold on. It's the old use the C-clamp on the caliper trick to push the piston back a little more. And just let it go slow. Don't try to speed it back in there until it's flush. And now she'll fit. Alright. I guess maybe I'll put just a tad of Loctite on these little guys. Remember what size these were, guys? Come on, it's a test. These were 14s. So the whole job just took 14 and 21. And a big pain in the butt. Where is that ear? Alright, there it is. I know there's a torque spec on these. I'm just going to make them nice and snug. So you take your 14. This is turning into an epic journey, and I probably won't show the other side. This is just redundant. Those brake, maybe I will the brake shoes. These guys, I'm just gonna do just like that. It's a very long wrench. So, I've got to be careful. There we go. Opposite wrenches. Alright. That guy's done. There's nothing to do but put the tire back on. Don't know what I can do about this, but that is normal. Alright. And also settle in after a little bit. This is getting inspected on Saturday or Monday morning, so that's why I'm messing with it today. Alright. Let's go mess with the other side. Alright. Wanted to show you this. I don't know if you saw it on the other side. I actually found a pair of these long channel locks that I can grab that cap with, hold the back, rotate, and get it right off. And I struggled with the other side a lot, trying to get it back together. After I figured it out, it was alright. It's a pain though, it's a pain. It ain't easy, I'm not gonna say it is. There's all those parts. Now, let's see. Remove this top spring. I'm just going to grab right a hold of the edge of it right here. Need to tighten up just a little more. Maybe I need to get a screwdriver under there so I get a little depth. There we go. Bite right out of that, baby. Now that oil is from me. It ain't from the... There's another spring down here. That you have to grab a hold of. Give her a pull. And that's not coming either. Some bitch. Frig. She's stuck on there good, ain't she? If you remember right, the little the shoes on the other side didn't have any pad left on them at all. Okay, so we'll clean this guy up. That'll give me a little extra slack on that spring. Maybe come off easier on the front. I don't. Oh yeah, you know what? The hole in the back is not slotted. The one on the here it is. So you go up, and she's off. And then these just you work these off because they're actually stuck on that thing pretty good. Years of rust and corrosion, I don't know. This one's loose. That's junk. That's the bottom spring. Top spring's the little guy. There he comes. Alright, let's shoot that down with some cleaner. Alright. There we go again. Open these contact points a little bit. And this isn't really the main brakes, remember. This is just the parking brake. It's a little bit of brake grease here. Special stuff to use on brakes. So that's why I'm using it. I'm going to need that for my sliders when the time comes. Alright. Let's clean this guy up. Him off a little bit. That's the adjuster. It's a little rough, but it works as long as it rotates and the screws move. He's clean inside, actually. He's open. He's closed all the way, though. I need to get him to rotate. Okay, I'm going to unstick this. Well, got those stinking things back on again. I had to have my wife come. I needed extra hands to get the clips in because you kind of got to hold the shoes in place and do all that. And so I didn't record it, but it's a miserable job. The easy part comes next, and that's putting everything, putting the rotors and stuff back on. So I'm going to grab the rotor out of here. Nothing clean about car work. I don't care if they're newer cars or older cars. You're always going to get filthy and greasy. Might as well just come down to the realization. Alright. Now the procedure of this will be the same. We're going to reverse the drum, clean it off, turn it around the right way, put the set screw back in, and put the calipers back together and all that, grease up the slides. Not hard. So I'm going to give you a little break. Put my little Torx screw back in here. Just hold your drum on while you're adjusting too. There's my star wheel. So we're just going to adjust that until we feel some drag. No, don't dress and drag. I'm going to leave it just touching. I can just hear it touching. Alright. That'll work fine. I'm going to go try the parking brake. I just set the pedal about half and it goes down about halfway and we got a good parking brake. So for now I'm leaving it. Alright. Gotta close that door though. It's going to drive me buggy. Mama's car is almost done. I know it's been a long road. None of this stuff is ever easy as they make it sound. All you got to do is, well, I haven't cleaned the front of this off yet, so we'll clean the crud off in that. The preservation oil. They put a little oil on this so they don't rust up too fast. I don't think this rotor has a rubber. Oh yes, I took the rubber stopper out of this one. Yes, I did. Don't know what I did with it. I don't know where I lost you, but I looked at the camera and she was dead. The power cord was kicked out. I've been snapping these the stainless little runners in for the shoes, and I got to put a little bit of go juice on here. I took that plug out again off camera and frigged with that brake a little bit. She was rubbing a little bit too hard, although they do work good. Alright. I didn't put any anti-squeal on these. I don't know if I'll regret that. But yeah, see, she fell right in there. It's not too tight. Perfect. Right in there. Gotta get my clamp. The old clamp squeezing the caliper trick again. Said you can't go too awful fast. You're pushing the fluid back to the main reservoir. Yes, that's a fancy word. I hear a chopper out there flying around tonight. We're close to the county airport here. I'm sure you can hear that. They've got a big CH-46 Chinook out, usually, is what they're playing with. One of them great big double 8 beaters. There you go, I got a better position for that now. Alright, pistons all the way back. I haven't even checked any leaks. The gasket doesn't look great though. As I said, I didn't use any caliper there we go. Pins pushed in. Get those guys lined up. A couple drops of blue. Blue is it's still Loctite, it just isn't as permanent as the red. That allows you to disassemble stuff. So, as I said, when I was working on that wacky mini bike, everything I took apart I put together with blue. Alright, this is a $17mm to hold it. And a 14 to tighten it. And I don't see my 17mm, of course. You'll find it. Alright, I found it. This wrench here is way too big for this, so I'm just going to grab the handle short like it's a 3/8 ratchet. Here's my super cheapy, but very good Harbor Freight. Sorry, I got my head right in front of you. Harbor Freight socket set that I needed some hard sockets. And that's that, guys and gals. I'm gonna wipe this rotor off again. Put a little brake clean on a rag. And just, yeah, so you got a little grease on there. I don't think there's any place on the back I can wipe it, so if I got any on the back it'll just have to burn off. Alright, nothing to do but put the tires on, so let's do it.